Think about the last time you tried to stand up after sitting for a while, only to feel a heaviness in your legs. Or maybe you've noticed your feet always feel colder than the rest of your body, even when the room is warm. For many older adults, these small signals are more than just discomfort. They are signs of something deeper happening inside the blood vessels. Circulation is life. Every step you take, every breath you draw, every beat of your heart depends on the blood carrying oxygen and nutrients to your tissues. But as we age, especially after 60, circulation often slows in places like the legs. And when it does, life itself feels slower. Walking becomes harder. Climbing stairs feels like climbing a mountain. Nights are interrupted by cramps, and mornings begin with stiffness that wasn't there before. Most people believe that poor circulation is inevitable with age, that it's just part of getting older. But the truth is, science now shows us that circulation is not only something we can protect, it is something we can actually improve. And the answer doesn't always lie in pills or complicated treatments. It can lie right in the foods you put on your plate. Imagine that. Simple foods that can wake up your arteries, expand your blood vessels, and help oxygen flow more freely to your legs. This is not wishful thinking. This is biology. This is the power of eating with purpose. Today I want to take you on a journey through 5 remarkable foods that have been shown to improve blood flow to the legs. Foods that seniors are now rediscovering as natural circulation boosters. And what's beautiful is that these foods aren't exotic or expensive. They are everyday ingredients, things you can find in your local market, things you may already enjoy, but never knew they carried this hidden ability to unlock better blood flow. Each food works in a slightly different way. Some relax the blood vessels, some reduce inflammation that blocks the flow, and some actually help your blood carry oxygen more efficiently. Together, they form a powerful toolkit for restoring energy, strength, and independence. Let's begin with the first one, because it often surprises people. When you think of foods that support circulation, you probably don't think of something sweet and juicy. Yet, tucked inside this everyday fruit is a molecule that your body transforms into one of the most powerful circulation enhancers we know: nitric oxide. I'm talking about the humble beet. Beets, whether roasted, juiced, or added to a salad, are packed with natural nitrates. Once inside your body, these nitrates are converted into nitric oxide, a gas that signals your arteries to relax and open up. Think of it like giving your blood vessels permission to breathe, to widen, to allow more blood to flow. For someone whose legs ache from poor circulation, that widening can be the difference between pain and relief, between sitting down in frustration and walking with freedom. Clinical studies have shown that older adults who consume beet juice can walk further, climb more stairs, and experience less leg fatigue. It's not a miracle. It's pure physiology, aided by food. But circulation isn't just about blood vessel flexibility. It's also about protecting those vessels from damage. And here's where the second food comes in: deep red, bursting with antioxidants, often enjoyed in summer, but with benefits that last all year. Cherries. These little fruits are loaded with anthocyanins, natural compounds that calm inflammation in the arteries. Imagine your arteries as highways for your blood. Inflammation creates traffic jams, narrowing the lanes, slowing everything down. Cherries act like road repair crews, reducing that inflammation and keeping the blood highways clear. People who eat cherries regularly show lower levels of markers that restrict circulation. For seniors, this can mean fewer nighttime cramps, warmer feet, and a sense that the legs feel alive again instead of heavy and sluggish. Now, let us pause here and ask a simple but powerful question. If something as ordinary as beets and cherries can open blood vessels and soothe inflammation, what else might be hiding in plain sight, ready to help your circulation in ways you never expected? The answer, as science reveals, is extraordinary. Because the third food I want to tell you about has been part of human diets for thousands of years, yet only recently has its secret for blood flow been uncovered. This food doesn't just improve circulation, It energizes your entire vascular system, making every heartbeat more efficient. And the best part? You probably already have it sitting in your kitchen right now. This third food is garlic. Not the kind of thing most people associate with blood flow. But in truth, garlic may be one of the most powerful natural tools for circulation we know. For thousands of years, garlic has been part of healing traditions across the world, from ancient China to the Mediterranean. But modern science now explains why. Garlic contains sulfur compounds, like allicin, that act directly on the lining of your blood vessels. They stimulate the production of nitric oxide, much like beets, but they also reduce something even more dangerous, stiffness in the arteries. Think about a garden hose that has grown rigid with age. Water struggles to flow through it. That's what happens when arteries stiffen over time. Garlic helps restore their flexibility, allowing them to expand and contract as blood pulses through. In fact, studies have shown that regular consumption of garlic can lower blood pressure, improve circulation to the legs, and even reduce the formation of arterial plaque. For a senior who feels their steps growing slower and their energy waning, this simple, pungent bulb can literally bring life back into their stride. But circulation doesn't stop at widening arteries and softening stiffness. It also depends on the health of the blood itself, the actual cells that carry oxygen to your tissues. And that's where the fourth food plays its role. Few people realize that leafy greens like spinach are circulation powerhouses. Rich in vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants, spinach provides magnesium and potassium, two minerals that act like natural regulators for your blood vessels. Magnesium helps your arteries stay relaxed, while potassium balances sodium in your body, preventing the fluid retention that can slow circulation and weigh down your legs. But here's what's most fascinating. Spinach is also rich in natural nitrates, just like beets. That means every salad you eat, every bowl of lightly steamed greens, is giving your blood vessels a fresh dose of nitric oxide potential. The result? More oxygen delivered to your leg muscles, more energy, less heaviness. Imagine an older adult who feels tired after walking just a block suddenly finding that they can go further with less pain. That's the hidden gift of greens. And then we come to the fifth food, dark chocolate. Yes, chocolate. But not the sugary kind loaded with milk and additives. I'm talking about pure dark chocolate, rich in cocoa flavonols. These flavonols work directly on the endothelium, the inner lining of your blood vessels, encouraging them to release more nitric oxide and dilate more efficiently. It's the same biology we've been discussing, but with a delicious twist. Clinical trials have shown that older adults with peripheral circulation problems who ate high flavonol dark chocolate were able to walk longer distances without pain compared to those who didn't tea. For seniors, this isn't just about enjoying a treat. It's about reclaiming freedom of movement, about being able to stroll in the park, to climb stairs without pausing, to live life with fewer limitations. The fact that something so enjoyable can also be so healing is a reminder of how generous nature truly is. Now, as we bring these 5 foods together, beets, cherries, garlic, spinach, and dark chocolate, you begin to see a pattern. Circulation doesn't depend on one single fix. It thrives on a mosaic of small choices that add up. Each food works differently. Some open the arteries, some reduce inflammation, some support the blood itself, and some make your vessels more responsive. Together, they create a symphony inside your body, one that helps blood flow freely, especially to the legs, where circulation so often struggles with age. The deeper truth is this: circulation is not just about preventing pain or fatigue. It is about preserving independence. When blood flow improves, energy improves. Sleep becomes deeper. Muscles stay stronger. The risk of complications, things like ulcers, infections, or even amputations, falls dramatically. What seems like a simple decision to add beets to your salad or to enjoy a square of dark chocolate can ripple out into years of healthier living, more freedom, and less fear. So the next time you stand up and feel your legs heavy or notice your feet are colder than they should be, don't just shrug it off as age. See it as a signal, a whisper from your body, asking for better circulation. And remember these 5 foods because inside them lies a natural pharmacy for your arteries. Add them to your meals, one by one, and let your body remind you what it feels like to move with ease, to walk with strength, to live with vitality. When you start combining these foods, the results can be almost miraculous. I once spoke with a man in his late 60s, a retired teacher who had begun noticing heaviness in his legs. Just a few years earlier, he had been able to walk to the park with his grandchildren. But gradually, the distance grew shorter. At first, he would stop every 10 minutes to catch his breath and rest his legs. Later, it became every 5 minutes. Eventually, even walking across the street to pick up the mail felt like a burden. Doctors told him his circulation was declining, something common at his age. They recommended medications and eventually procedures. But before resigning himself to that path, he made a change. He began incorporating these very foods into his diet: roasted beets twice a week, a handful of cherries in the morning, fresh spinach in his sandwiches, garlic in his cooking, and yes, a small piece of dark chocolate after dinner. Within 2 months, something shifted. He noticed his legs didn't feel as heavy. He could walk a little farther without stopping. By the 3rd month, he was back in the park with his grandchildren, not just watching them play, but joining in their games. This wasn't a miracle drug, nor was it a sudden cure. It was his body responding, slowly but surely, to nourishment. His blood vessels opened, his circulation improved, and his energy returned. The foods he ate literally gave him back part of his life. And that's the point so many of us overlook. Circulation is not just about blood moving through veins and arteries. It's about what that movement makes possible: mobility, independence, dignity. For seniors, being able to walk confidently isn't just a physical act. It's a symbol of freedom. Every step says, I am still here, I am still capable, I can still live fully. And foods like these are the quiet, powerful allies that make it possible. Now you might be wondering, how much of these foods do I actually need? The science gives us clues. For beets, studies suggest that even 1 medium beet a day, or a glass of beet juice, can significantly boost nitric oxide levels and improve circulation. For cherries, the equivalent of a cup of fresh cherries or a small glass of tart cherry juice is enough to lower inflammation markers in the blood. Garlic shows its benefits with as little as 1 clove a day, crushed or chopped to release the allicin. Spinach and leafy greens. Aim for a cup or 2 daily, whether in salads, smoothies, or lightly cooked dishes. And dark chocolate, about 1 ounce of high-quality, high-flavanol dark chocolate, preferably 70% cocoa or higher, can deliver measurable improvements in vascular function. But here's the beauty. You don't need to overhaul your entire diet overnight. You can begin with small, simple changes. Add beets to your salad once a week. Swap your usual dessert for cherries. Sprinkle garlic into your cooking. Replace 1 side dish with spinach. Treat yourself to a square of dark chocolate after dinner. These are not drastic, restrictive diets. These are gentle, enjoyable additions that build up over time. And as they do, you will begin to notice subtle changes. Less heaviness in your legs, warmer feet, more stamina when you walk. Science explains the why, but lived experience shows the how. And again, we see that when seniors make these changes, they feel a renewed connection to life itself. And this is where the larger story unfolds. Because blood flow is not just a local issue, it connects to the entire body. Better circulation to the legs also means better delivery of oxygen to the brain, sharper memory, and clearer thinking. It means more efficient blood flow to the heart, lowering the risk of cardiovascular events. It means better nourishment of the skin, the kidneys, even the digestive tract. When you improve circulation, you're not just protecting your legs, you are igniting a cascade of healing across your entire body.